I'm Sheilla Yolalessie Vishamanda. I'm from class 5F, from class Media in Language Teaching. Here I want to deliver about the previous materials from group 1. It's about technology, media, and instruction. Okay, begin from the first chapter in the paper. It is what is learning. It's about learning. Okay, what is learning? The learning is the development of the new knowledge, skills, or attitude as an individual interacts with information and the knowledge. Okay, for the simple explanation is to develop knowledge, ability, or attitudes, or even ethics of each individual by recording some knowledge information. Okay, for the next is how many kinds or how many types of media in language learning and instructions. Okay, here I share it is 6 types of media in language and instruction. For the first is text, visual, manipulatives, audio, motion media, and people. For the text, we can get information by the text. We can read some news or newspaper or journal or paper or something like that. And then visual, we can watch video, we can see a picture. Okay, and then manipulatives is we can see the objects, and audio is we can hear or listen about the music or voice. And then motion media and people. Okay, for people here we can ask about the information with other people, the information we need to know. Okay, for the next explanation I will share about the technology and media. Okay, technology and media. A common of use technology and media in an instructional situation is for supplemental support of the life instructor in the classroom. Certainly, properly designed instructional media can engage and promote learning and support teacher-based instruction, but their effectiveness depends on the instructor. Research has long indicated the importance of the instructor's role in effective use of instructional media. Okay, technology and media can also be used effectively in formal education situations, which is the teacher is not available or is working with other students. Okay, for the next is how to give instruction way. Okay, here are some ways to give instruction. There are 5 ways. For the first is instructor direct learning, learner direct learning, portfolio, thematic instruction, and distance education. Okay, I want to explain about the portfolios. Portfolios is a collection of student work what their illustration growth over a period of time. Okay, student abilities to prepare media presentation and summarize their own understanding of a thematic topic are central to the schooling experience under the concept of portfolios. Okay, here portfolios that allow students to do the following. They are gather, organizer, and share information, analyze relationship, test hypotheses, communicate the result effectively, record a variety of performance, reflect on their learning and activities. Okay, now we move to the thematic instruction. Okay. Here, many teachers are now organizing their instruction around the topic or a course. This is known as thematic instruction. Sometimes, elementary teachers in particular are integrating content and skills from many subjects. And then, at the secondary level, teams of teachers from different content areas are working together to show the overlap of their course content. Sometimes these units provide a rich environment or focus within which learning takes place. Okay, and then for the next is distance education or distance instruction. Here, distance education is a rapidly developing approach to instruction worldwide. The approach has been widely used by business, industrial, and medical organizations. Okay, now I want to explain about the methods. Okay, methods are the procedure of instruction selected to help learners achieve the objectives or to internalize the contents or message. Actually, there are 10 types instructional methods, but here I have divided into two categories methods. There are student direct methods and teacher direct methods. Okay, for student direct methods, for the explanations are the students direct methods includes discussion, cooperative learning, gaming, simulation, discovery, and problem solving. Okay, here teachers usually have a greater responsibility in presentations, demonstrations, drill and practice, and tutorial, even though students can do them as well. And then discussion. As a method, discussion involves the exchange of ideas and opinions among students or among students and teachers. It can be used at any stage of instruction and learning, and in small or large groups. It is a very useful way of assessing the knowledge, skills, and attitudes of a group of students before finalizing instructional objectives. Okay, and then the teacher direct methods, or the teacher direct methods. There are several methods in it. The first is presentation. In the presentation method, a short tells, dramatize, or otherwise disseminates information to learners. It is a one-way communication controlled by the search with no immediate response from or interaction with learners. The source may be a textbook, an audio tape, a video tape, a film, an instructor, and an instructor, and so others. Okay, reading a book, listening to an audio tape, viewing a video tape, and attending a lecture are examples of the presentation method. For the next is discussion. Discussion here is the most demonstration. In this method of instruction, learners view a real of life like example of the skill or procedure to be learned. Demonstration may be recorded and playback by means of media such as video. For this, next is drill and practice. Here, in drill and practice, learners are led through a series of practice exercises designed to increase fluency in a new skill or to refresh an existing one. Use of the method by using this method assume that learners previously have received some instruction on this concept, principle, or procedure they are to practice. To be effective here, the drill and practice exercise should include feedback to reinforce correct responses and to remediate errors learners might make along the way. And then for the last is tutorial. Okay, tutoring here is most often done by one. I mean, most often done one-on-one and is frequently used to teach basic skills such as reading and arithmetic. For the next is instructional system. Here, an instructional system is a set of interrelated components that work together to provide learning activities necessary to accomplish a learning goal. Okay, there are several components of instructional system. There are first is objectives, methods, media, environment, people, and equipment. We'll begin from the objectives. The objectives is what you want to teach and or what the student want to learn. Okay, for the next is methods. Okay, here many methods that we can use. They are discussion, cooperative learning, games, stimulation or role play, discovery or inquiry, problem solving, presentation, demonstration, drill and practice, and tutorial. For the next is media. Here also any several media that we can use. They are audio, like we can hear or listen music, and then visual, like diagram, like pictures, video, like that. For the next is motion media, like animations, and manipulatives like real or virtual media. For the next is text, like alphanumeric character, or we can get information by read news or magazine or something like that. And people. For the last is people, we can ask about our discussion with other people. For the next component is environment. Okay, here the environment is sometimes referred to as the facilities or setting. For example, library, laboratory, classroom, and etc. For the next is people. People is very important components of most instructional system, because without people we can ask about the information that we need to know, like that. And for the last component is equipment. Various types of equipment are discussed throughout the text, particularly in classroom research. Now we move to the characteristic of an instructional system. Here are 5 characteristics of an instructional system. There are direction, cost, synchronization, location, and time. Okay, immediately we move to the Azure models. About the Azure models. Okay, here the Azure model, a procedural guide for planning and conducting instruction that incorporates media and technology, assuming that training or instruction is required. The Azure model focuses on planning surrounding the actual classroom use of media and technology. For the first step in the Azure model is analysis of your audience. It's not feasible to analyze every trait of your learners. Several factors they are critical to making good methods and media decisions. They are general characteristics, specific entry competencies, and learning style. Okay, now I want to deliver about the model to help Azure learning. For the first is analyze learners. This is the first step to identify the learners. For the next is state objectives. This is the second step is to state the objectives as specifically as possible. For the third is select methods, media, and materials. For the last is utilize media and materials. Here to modify or design your materials, then you must be plan how to use to implement your methods. For the next is require learner participation. Like this, instruction should require active mental engagement by learners. For the last is evaluate by learners. It is necessary to evaluate the impact and effectiveness and also to assess student learning. Okay, that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.